I've been avoiding this subject, but I feel the need to weigh in. So, I'm a Spurs fan, born and raised in San Antonio. I've been watching this franchise for a long time. I've seen every single game Kawhi has played in his career. And so these are my opinions on how this could turn out. First of all, one scenario that no one has talked about is the potential of them just letting him play. Just bring him on, let him play the year, and fight for that potential sixth championship. Because right now, when you look at what's going on in the organization, if Kawhi wants to leave, first we can't do anything to stop that. But we do have him right now. He has no choice but to play, and we got half our roster above the age of 30. Pop considering retirement soon. We could be entering a huge rebuilding mode anyways. So why not take this as our best last shot of getting a sixth championship? Because we have a team that without Kawhi already won 40 games, made it to the playoffs, and was competitive. Almost fought evenly with the defending champions. Almost. And I just think, you take a player like Kawhi who's capable of winning MVP and you put him in with this group, or these players who were forced to carry the team last year now just have to be role players supporting Kawhi. This is a team more than capable of getting a championship. So that is the potential thing they could do. And a lot of people say that that's a stupid idea because, the Warriors and Rockets, they're formidable opponents, and now you've got the Lakers to contend with. Are you sure your team would be strong enough? First of all, yes, I'm very sure of that. Secondly, the whole thing about not letting Kawhi go for nothing, for me personally, I think getting a sixth championship right now might be worth the potential of having a 5-year streak of not making the playoffs. That's just me, though. I don't know if the organization feels that way. Secondly, the Spurs definitely not in a rush to make the trade happen. To all the people who are saying they want to see Kawhi and LeBron together, that's never going to happen, at least not this year. The Spurs are not going to trade Kawhi to any Western Conference teams, because that would be making their own jobs harder. The only reason you would see them send Kawhi to LA would be if they could get LeBron from LA. Otherwise, Kawhi is going to get traded to an Eastern Conference team, so that we only have to see him if he makes it to the finals. And then, as far as fair trade, there are very few players right now that are on the same level as Kawhi that can do all the things that this organization needs him to do, that can carry a team on their back like he is capable of. So there's really no such thing as fair trade right now. However, let's look at the history. We got Kawhi for George Hill. We traded away George Hill to bring a then unknown rookie Kawhi Leonard. And don't forget, we got Davis Bertans in that deal too. We got multiple people for George Hill. Whoever was in charge of the Pacers back then did a horrible job. You could have had Kawhi and Paul on the same chain. But whatever. Speaking of Paul George, everyone thought that the Thunder got him for nothing. And then Oladipo goes to Indiana and basically starts playing like an MVP. He becomes that franchise's player. So just sometimes in the league it's not necessarily best talent as much as it is best fit. The Spurs have had a history of a lot of key players, role players, going off to other franchises, getting a good contract, and then they just kind of fade off into nothingness. So, as far as fair value is concerned, I think Pop and his team with Buford, they're all going to do a good job of finding the right pieces. And that's why there's probably not going to be a deal in 2018. Just because they want to make sure they get it right. Plus, it's kind of in Kawhi's hands right now. Like, they put him in a bad spot. Because if they trade him now, there's still a lot of questions. There's so much up in the air. But if they keep him under contract and he doesn't play, you go 2 whole years without playing in the league, then that hurts his chances to make money, because either one, you're that much of a baby that things aren't going your way and you just stop playing for 2 whole years, or two, the injury is so much worse than we thought, and why would we pay max contract for the next Derrick Rose? So Kawhi, they've kind of backed Kawhi into a corner where he kind of has to step on the field, and he has to step on the court, and he has to be MVP Kawhi in order to get the kind of money that he would have made if he had signed back with the Spurs. So that helps us a little bit, and it means, as the season goes, if he keeps playing well, it becomes an even bigger bargaining chip. We can get even more and more. And I'm okay with just trading Kawhi for draft picks because, the Spurs as an organization has done an amazing job of taking draft picks, like Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili, and Kawhi Leonard, and turning them into champions. So, I'm not too worried. It concerns me. I'm sorry that to see it come to this. I wish it didn't have to happen this way. However, I feel like there are a lot of good scenarios out of this. As a Spurs fan, I'm slightly frustrated to see it go down like this, but I am not at all concerned with the organization because I know that they know what they are doing. You don't have 20 consecutive years of the playoffs without some understanding of how this game works. So the Spurs are always going to put a good product on the court.